Okay. Hello, my students. Welcome back to another session with Mr. D's math class and Mr. D's video instruction. So let's try. I thought maybe we should try this real life example of linear relations problem solving. It's a simpler example. Okay. So let's read the scenario here. You finally get a job in the summer and you get paid $12 an hour. That's very simple. Okay. Because an hourly pay getting paid per hour or an hour really is a linear relation. Okay, so I'm going to do these same kinds of questions that I did with the other um, video that I uploaded, except that one was actually called, you know, problem solving two, even though this one really should have came first. So I'll call this one problem solving one when we're done. Um, So we're going to create a data table, but first we have to know what are the two things that are related in this scenario. Well, it's very simple. It's right here, actually. Two things you're actually relating here is your pay and the hours that you work. Okay. So in other words, your pay does increase with the hours that you work. The more hours you work, the more you get paid. Okay. So in this case, if we have to write those down, we'll say that your pay and hours worked. Okay. So if we have to make a data table for this, I guess we're going to have to show a relation between your pay. Okay. So why don't we just say for pay, we'll give that capital letter P. And for hours, we'll give that little h. Okay. So here's what the data table is going to look like. If you work 0 hours, obviously you're not going to get paid for anything. Okay. But if you work 1 hour, there's your first $12 of pay. 2 hours, 24, 3 hours, 36, and 4 hours, you get paid 48. Okay, so that's your data table. And then we can do a description of that linear relation and keeping it very simple again. As you notice, as the hours are increasing by one, in other words, the hours worked. As hours increase by one, the pay increases by 12. Pay increases by 12. In other words, $12. Okay. And from this data table, knowing the information that we have, we can actually determine now the algebraic equation for this. And if you follow what I say and follow the steps that I'm using here from the data table, you should be able to easily determine what the equation is. Okay. Well, first of all, the equation is about your pay. Okay. Because we're trying to determine, isn't this, what the algebraic equation really is trying to calculate how much you get paid. Well, this is how much you get paid. Again, whatever this constant changes, this increase or decrease, later on, it might give you an example of decrease, but whatever this constant changes, that is immediately going to multiply this independent variable. Okay, again, the pay is a dependent variable. So this is going to be 12 times h, and plus or minus an adjuster if we need it. In this case, I don't think we need it because if we try to find an adjuster using the first set of data for 1 hour, 12 times 1 is 12. Well, what do you have to do to 12 to make 12? Nothing. So this is really just your equation here. So now we have this equation, we can actually use it to answer some of these questions. How much will you make in 8 hours? Or how many hours did you work if you made $480? Okay, so let's give it a shot. How much would you get paid if you worked 8 hours? Well, if you want, you can just keep drawing the data table, but in this case, we should use the algebraic equation, which is 12 times h. Okay, so now we're going to substitute this 8 for this h, which is the hour. And we're going to get 12 times 8, okay? And that's going to equal to 96, okay? So in other words, you made $96 in 8 hours, okay? Don't worry about this graph and linear relations for now, because we're going to come back to this when I give you a lesson, a video on how to graph linear relations, okay? Let's answer part E here. How many hours did you work if you made $480, okay? So in other words, let's use the equation again. P equals 12H. This time, we're going to substitute 480 for your pay, and we're trying to figure out what the hours are. So in this case, 480 equals 12H. Okay, so again, from solving equations in grade 8, this should be easy. This is just solving by division. So you divide both sides by 12. Okay, and the number of hours you worked is 480 divided by 12. Looks like 4 with a 0 in the answer. It's 40 hours. Okay, so you worked 40 hours to make $480. Not bad pay for full-time work, because most people do work 40 hours as full-time. Okay, so I hope this simple little example of real-life linear relations helps. If you have any questions, you can always bring it back to class. Otherwise, good luck, and hope this helps. Bye for now.